Never ever tolerate disrespect. Ever. You must always be willing to walk away from the negotiating table in life. And no matter what aspect that is, you need to always be willing to walk away. When someone's not giving you what you think you deserve, you need to leave and you need to lead your life. It took me a long time. It took me a long time before I learned that. Yeah, and you'll have all forms of disrespect in life. Friends, family members maybe, relationships. And you can never ever tolerate disrespect. Because you get in life what you tolerate. When you tolerate it, basically you are saying, I'll take more of this. You're putting that out to the universe. It's kind of funny. Guys will do this so often. It's pitiful. I've done this before, and it's pitiful. A woman dumps a man, and she wants to be friends. So the man agrees to be friends when that's not what he wants. And that is basically like getting fired from your job and going back to work the next day after you've already been fired, and you're working and you're not receiving a paycheck. It makes zero sense. So in that aspect, you want more than friends, and a woman says, I don't want this anymore, you need to be willing to walk away, and you don't ever look back. Wish them well and continue on in life, no matter how difficult it is, because it's not easy. In that aspect, it's extremely challenging. One of the hardest things I've been through. And challenges are so important for your growth, especially for us men. Masculinity grows through challenge. That's what is going to truly make you the man you are. You really, that's how you attain emotional control, mental fortitude, discipline. But the thing is, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes years to replicate those traits. I cannot say how long it has taken me in my life to get to that point. And respect is going to sit on top of all that. It's so important. And it's incredible. For me, I didn't reach the strongest point in my life until I was able to walk away. Having the power to walk away. Even when that meant tons of pain. I had to walk away. When I was younger, I would lose control like that. And I had no respect for myself by the fact that I always was led by emotions and basically didn't get what I deserved in life. But then again, I also wasn't the man that I am now. So that's also why I didn't get what I deserved. And, I've dealt with friends, lack of respect, and it gets tough because you tend to walk alone a lot of times. Because if you really, really respect yourself, you're not going to accept bad company just because it's company. You're just not going to do that. Your company is always more important, even when you're by yourself, than allowing bad company to come in your life. And I think that's a major problem, and I see that with a lot of guys, friends, guys that I still associate with, not respecting themselves. It's amazing how many people settle because it is what it is. I'll just take this, and not really understanding it's your birthright. You deserve the best, 100%. But you have to respect yourself. And when you don't respect yourself, you kind of just let life be the way it is instead of really pushing yourself. And I know maybe I'm getting off track here a little bit, but for me, to respect myself, number one, I quit drinking. Number two, I got healthier. Quitting drinking would be number one, but in no particular order. Getting healthy, taking care of my mental state, and being the best version of myself. I got a long way to go, but I'm gonna continue going. And it's all about, because I've walked away from so much in my life, so much bullshit. Friends that no longer serve me, not like they're my servant, but bringing negativity in my life, like I talked about in one video, being a liability and accepting that bad behavior. Because when you accept it, you keep getting it. You see relationships that just continue, just back and forth, when it should be over. The lesson has been learned. Unfortunately, the lesson hasn't been learned, which is why they keep going back and forth. But when you man up in life, for any man out there that's listening to this, when you stop tolerating bullshit and you say, I've had enough, I want to change my life, change it because you respect yourself, and walk away from anything that's not serving you. Because it's incredible how your life changes when you always respect yourself. And that is huge. Truth is, I'd rather have people respect me, not like me. And I really mean that. It's always going to be on top, respect. So, always remember, you got to have the power to walk away. Always, no matter what, no matter how difficult it is. Even if you know you're going to be alone, you walk away. When you're not being treated right, something's off, you got to be strong enough to walk away. And that's that.